push his buttons, try to make him look like a fool.
Baby, I'm back from all the places I've been. Baby, I'm back.
Donahue had stated as the clerk that there are no specifics, and so as the chair.
Point of order.
You cannot point.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
You're
Please state a rule.
Too much. You saying what she said. Save that for your debate.
Mr. Mays, that's an improper point of order. I am not out of order. You are out of order.
No,
you are out of order.
Just keep talking on the.
I'm giving you your first warning.
Okay, well, warn me, white lady.
Okay, I did.
I ain't studying. I'm tired of it.
All right, is there any other discussion?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
When the St. John project came before us, you know, I tried to up the amount. I tried to up the amount of money, I think from 500,000 to $1 million. I'm gonna continue to try to up the amount. I've been watching this St. John project. I've even known St. John when we stayed over there. It was like Black Wall Street. And I don't want St. John and the Memorial Park or the street name to shortchange black folks. I might sound like a broken record, but my days is probably numbered here in the city of Flint and in life. And I got the right to advocate strongly for black folks. Black folks done been through a lot. They went through a lot in the St. John area where we were living good, and then they purposely ran 475 through there. They do that all the time to break up black folks' businesses and community. It was like a little Black Wall Street in this GM. I see people jockeying from Mr. Neely's office to up here with Mr. Murphy and others, jockeying on a variety of issues. And then I hear them talk about the councilman.
I'm not sure the renaming of the St. John Memorial Park got anything to do with my colleague talking about me jockeying. Jockeying ain't got nothing to do with this resolution, and he needs to keep my name out his mouth.
Point well taken. Mr. Mays, please state your main to the resolution.
Let me say this, Ms. Herkenroder. I'm going to put his name, no, I don't even really want it close to his name in my mouth. That's a figure of speech. I'm going to say his name. I'm going to say his name. I'm going to say Floyd McCree's name. I'm going to say Woodrow Stanley. I'm going to say your name and his name, but in a different vein. Who do you think you is telling me, agreeing with him, to not say his name? When he said the councilman in the first ward, he was talking about me.
Mr. Mays, I asked you to state your name.
Look, Ms. Herkenroder,
Mr. Mays, you are out of order.
Beg your pardon?
You are out of order. Mr. Mays, please state your main.
Okay, well, let me say this in order. I got 8-9 million people on TikTok. I don't have to sit here and be treated discriminatorily. I'll go on TikTok and talk about you and Mr. Murphy. I am Jermaine. When I was talking about St. John Street and 475 coming through there in this project, I was Jermaine. You and him ain't Jermaine. Y'all looking, I guess, at that court case, think that my voice gonna get whispered instead. Y'all racist, discriminatory, and I'm gonna leave this meeting and gonna talk about you till the cows come home.
What's your point, Mr. Murphy? Mr. Mays, you are out of order. Mr. Murphy, what is your point?
Beg your pardon?
You are out of order. What's your point?
You out of order.
There was a point of order called. You are out of order. Mr. Murphy, what's your point?
My point of order is him talking about discrimination.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. All right, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you.
All right. Is there any other discussion in the first round?
I wish I didn't have to say his name.
Is there any other discussion in the first round? Is there any other discussion in the first round? In the second round?
Yes.
I saw Ms. Burns and then Ms. Burns and then Mr. Murphy.
Thank you.
I'm not going to be beat up or dealt with wrongfully. And for God's sake, y'all been on the council and don't know a motion to table is always in order no matter what's hooked together or not? I'll be voting that the ruling of the chair is right.
Madam Chair?
Mr. Griggs.
Yeah, I wasn't arguing table the motion. I believe that's in Councilman Mays' wet dream or something. I was
Point
simply,
of order, Mr. Griggs. Mr. Griggs, that is inappropriate conversation in this
Point of information.
morning. Mr.
Point of
Griggs,
information. What did he say? It was that you ruled out of order?
I'm messed
He
up.
should know that that is inappropriate in a professional setting.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did he say it was in my what?
Mr. Mays, please.
Point of order. Madam Chair, it don't bother me, but I'm just saying y'all need to cut all that germane and relevant out when
Go
folks
ahead,
do
Ms.
that.
Ms.
So,
Wilcox.
you know, you don't have to rule on my point of order. You can ignore it. You can say, go ahead, but you're out of order. When I call a point of order, it should be a ruling on the record rather than ignore that black man. Go ahead. That's the rule. I'm getting tired of it.
I'm sorry, I thought you called a point of information.
Well, I'm so tired that you treat my point of orders different from Pfeiffer and Herkenroder and Worthing and anybody else. That's the rule. Remove from chair, that's what y'all did with me, decorum. You gotta have decorum. And Miss Priestley, she called for a recess and didn't do it without objections. Just cover for evil. We're going to 5-minute recess. Quincy Murphy and Liddell sit there like bumps on the law when the white woman was acting a fool. People calling me, Councilman Mays, I got beat up. Hell, I got beat up and I'm a councilman and they ain't moved on that case yet. It's cold as hell. It's froze. Mr. Piper, oh, but we want to allocate this. This showboat. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Cold cases. Cold cases. When black folks beat up black folks, ain't nothing done. But you threaten the prosecutor, he white. You threaten Gretchen Whitmer, it's moving. I'm getting calls left and right. I know how to fix Flint, but you got to get around these voters, these allocators of money. Folks who don't understand or they showboat.
My name is Shatira Childress. I am 30 years old. I am a mother of 4. I have served in this community for over 15 years. I do soup kitchen outreach. I do outreach outside of the communities, outside with people. And I just wanted to come up here and let you guys know how upset I am with how y'all carry these meetings. How do y'all expect us to feel like y'all for us and y'all can control y'all wards when y'all can't even control yourselves in these meetings? I hope today's meeting goes well and I hope y'all get a lot to accomplish because the young people are watching y'all. Thank you.
So now, like I said, this is the reason, in my opinion, why the citizens of the city of Flint are going backwards. Because we've got council people up here who do not tend to do what's in the best interest of the citizens of the city of Flint. They want to get up here and attack Mr. Mays for how he purports himself. And I don't appreciate it. I do not appreciate it at all. You're elected officials to help the citizens of the city of Flint. And I don't care what ward you're over, you're council people for the citizens of the city of Flint. That means you help in all, not just one. So if you will pull yourselves together and work together, it would be much appreciated. Not this foolishness that you exhibited today. Now, I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican, but I vote in the Democratic way because that's who tends to do what's best for the city of the citizens of Flint and in the United States as a whole. And our children. Thank you, as a whole. So if the Democrats would stop being limp back, wet back noodles, in my opinion, and start fighting like the Republicans, we could get something done.
Her time is up. Her time is up.
No, will uphold the ruling of the chair. Yes, we'll reverse it
And we have to just stop race baiting, because just because you say it does not make it true. So, Madam Clerk, let's
It was the appeal. Only you spoke.
ma'am, I'm last, so we haven't got there yet.
You just spoke. You spoke. It was an appeal.
Ma'am, you were first. Right, too busy trying to fuss. So, ma'am,
Point of order, excuse me, you might give yourself a
Point of
warning.
order. Go ahead.
Give yourself a warning, Madam Chair, because you admonish yourself for that.
Look it up. So go ahead.
What did you say? Excuse you?
Madam Clerk.
Admonish
Roll
yourself.
call.
Point of order, you are out of order. Warn yourself.
No.
Point of order. Point of order. Madam Chair, you are out of order.
Roll call.
You don't need to be making all your little side comments.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
You're always talking about being professional and listen at
You
you.
don't have the floor. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
You don't have the floor.
Okay.
I said point of order.
And then talking about you like a dog. So I don't have to create no big words, Miss Priestley Bolivier. I'm gonna say talking about you like a dog. I want everybody from high school to junior high to understand what's going on in this city. Different than I do Democratic politics. The whole picture has something to do with how I vote. So you ruling that I can't discuss this as I get ready to decide if I vote yea or nay on a variety of matters. Is that your ruling?
My ruling is
Or
to,
you just said state your man?
my ruling is to please state your main.
But you didn't tell her point of order got her a warning. Because why? She white? You can't have it both ways.
Mr.
Either
Mays,
she was
please
out
state
of
your
order
main.
or I
This
was
is the
in
third
order.
time you, Mr. Mays, this is the second time you've been
I
asked
don't
to
care if
state
it's
your
3
main.
times. You know how I roll. I just don't want different treatments on points of order, point of information. I was dealing with this man. Mr. Edwards, I'm gonna try to continue.
To you too, Mr. Brown. Could you come up, please, sir? Thank you for staying.
I'm sorry, is someone clicking a pen? It's all I can hear. Can you turn your mic off?
Yeah, is it illegal?
Can you turn your mic off?
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
The Guerrero is gonna do it, and I'd rather he Ms. Worthing. I hate to adjourn meetings, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Anyone? I would like to.
I move that we adjourn the legislation.
Do I have support?
Point of order. This is grants.
I mean, great. Thank you, Councilman Bay.
So, it has been moved and supported that we adjourn the grants committee meeting.
And so Mr. Mays is only the second person to speak.
Miss Galloway, I must say this. If you treated them the way they treated you,
Point of order, Mr. Mays has already spoken on the appeal.
He is in his 5 minutes, Ms. Fields. You guys need to calm down.
You can only speak once on an appeal, Miss Galloway.
He was in his 5 minutes, Ms. Fields, and Mr.
You can only speak once on an appeal, Miss Galloway.
You warn her, point of order. Will you warn her and mute her and they're going to mess up the vote? Let her keep talking.
Ms. Fields.
Warn them and then mute them.
And so, Ms. Fields, Mr. Mays, you have the floor.
And I'm not going to be politicking no budget by Mr. Griggs, Miss Fields, or nobody else. And if a chairperson won't warn or mute these folks, they the same one said it wasn't no rules and illegally removed you from your elected voice. And me too. And Miss Winfrey Carter left, and you being way too lenient. Warn them and then remove them. This is getting ridiculous. And they fighting for something that they trying to do for Neely, and they breaking the council rules and making us sound like idiots. And I ain't gonna be nobody's idiot.
I'll go to Ms. Referrals.
The agenda was changed,
Yep.
so the referrals are next. Okay. I have 2 referrals. The one is to finance and legal. I would like copies of the invoices for the services that the city had to pay for an attorney for Melvin McWilliams because Councilman Mays sued 6 council members. Those invoices, I am told, amount to about $20,000 of taxpayer dollars. Money that could have been spent for helping seniors pay their water bills, blight pickup, could have been used for anything, but instead this frivolous lawsuit, which was dismissed by the judge as having no legal merit, has cost you, the taxpayers, $20,000. My second referral is to legal, because I would like a legal opinion on whether we can sue Councilman Mays for filing this frivolous lawsuit in order to recoup the $20,000 or the total cost to pay back the citizens of this city.
Those referrals are ordered without objection.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Mays.
Yeah, what did I miss while I was gone? My phone went to ringing. Was somebody talking about me? What was said?
All right, so.
What was said? What was said? Spill the beans. I don't want to have to watch the video. Who said what?
I would tell you.
Through you to Mr. Davis. He'll tell me.
I'll tell you where we're at right now.
No, I want to know what was said. Through you to Mr. Davis. What happened?
It was said that through the legal fees that was dismissed by Mr. Mays, it cost the city over $5,000 of money, could have been used for something else. So $20,000. And Ms. Fields got a referral to legal to see if it's possible to sue Mr. Mays for $20,000 for the lawsuit.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. We
What's
should
your
just
point?
be following our agenda.
What's
At the
our
moment,
point
I
of
believe
order?
we're on
this.
What's
Exactly.
her point of order?
Her point of order was to get back to, she currently had the floor.
Okay, well, we can
so.
talk about it more after we finish this business. I got no problem
Mr.
with
Chair.
that. I'm
But
even
Miss-
understanding that Ms. Fields want to sue me and she want to charge me $20,000. That might bankrupt me. Let me say this. That I don't think they can get it. I don't think they can get it. But check this out. Let me say this. Whenever you got a charter, and that charter says if 3 or more get together and take care of city business, it's illegal. And I don't care what Judge Newblatt ruled. Hell, I didn't even have the money to prosecute it. I had $1,400 in depositions where Ms. Fields and them answered the questions wrong. And I lost the case because I didn't order the deposition testimony and attach it with the brief. I didn't appeal it. I still could do a leave to appeal. Somebody sued me, I'm going to do a leave to appeal, and it'll be all up in the Court of Appeals. Miss Fields and them got off by the hair of their chinny chin chin because I'm poor. You know, it take money to prosecute lawsuits. So I'm here to tell you, if I wasn't poor and had ordered them $1,400 worth of depositions and attached them to the motion for summary judgment, we'd be moving to trial. Now, that's the way I see it, because when you read the judge's opinion, he talks about the evidence. The evidence is testimony. If you look at the charter says we could have a de novo hearing, which he denied. So I know politics and I know legal. And so Ms. Fields is out here talking stuff, and I'm going to sue her again if she ain't careful, and I might do it on the same issue with her, Worthing, and Griggs communicating outside of council. But you know what that did for me, Mr. Chair, and to the audience? When Judge Newblatt ruled wrong that 3 or 4 of us can get together and talk, they ain't even got a chance now, because that means I talk to Maurice Davis, President Galloway, Jerry Winfrey Carter, and we'll have everything set and done. And any regular person can read the charter, and it says 3 or more gather and meet and talk business. The meeting should be posted. Miss Fields was all in Eva Worthing's driveway, Mr. Griggs' driveway. I got sworn if she continued to talk about it, she might have to sue me for $40,000 because I'll file it again. And I like to say this word. I ain't studying Kate Fields, and I ain't studying Eva Worthing. Just a bunch of mess. Thank you so much.
We're going to be having the votes. So I want to stay here so we can get the votes, so we can get the stuff done. But in the meantime, in between time, if I don't vote his way, if I don't do something his way. I mean, I have never seen something this bad in my life. And guess who ain't worried about what somebody think about me, what somebody think about my vote? That is Councilman Quincy Murphy in the 3rd Ward, who some of them ain't never supported me when I even announced I was running for office. I don't care. You didn't even want me to win. So what I care about what you think now? It don't. I just want to come here and get the work done and work with my colleagues. I'm done.
Point of information.
What's your point?
You do care what we think about that illegal literature that was mailed out on you and Herkenroder's behalf, don't you?
Okay. Is there anyone else?
Believe me, Chief, I'm all in favor of you, police, and others in council meeting, but not for no mess. Not for no mess. Not for no argument on Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure. Ain't nobody in jeopardy. I looked at Ms. Fields on the news the other day saying, it ain't so much for us or me.
What's your point of order?
Mr. Mays is not talking about the budget.
Oh, I'm talking about police, yeah.
Well, Mr.
Yeah.
Mays, I'm asking that we would not do a political agenda.
Well, if you want to talk to the
chief, let's not talk about that.
Chief, the way I choose.
Can I say this? Can I say this, please?
Chief, we're not going to
This is nothing.
I'm going to speak the way I choose, but yeah, Chief,
you're not going to.
Yes, I am going to speak the way I choose. You ain't going to hold my lips. I bet you better not touch my lips.
Can I say this?
Chief, yeah, it's on my time. You can.
No, you
Yes, he
speak,
can.
Chief, but it's not on his
Yes,
time.
he can.
Go ahead, Chief.
Tell me what he can do.
This is not a luxury, what we're asking for when we ask for 20 more police officers. I'm not going to be able to keep that pace with what I'm dealing with and what I have. I'm just going to be real about it. I can't.
Chief, let me proceed with my budget.
Yeah,
hold up. Let me proceed with my
Mr.
budget
Mays,
communication.
no, go ahead,
This is,
Chief
I got
Johnson.
the floor.
No, you
That's
don't
the
have
way.
the
Yes,
floor.
I did.
You don't have the
I'm
floor.
calling and talking to him.
You don't
This
have
is
the
a
floor.
council hearing.
Thank you.
Chief.
No, Councilman Mays, you do not have the
Galloway,
floor.
yes, I'm
You do
talking to
not.
the chief. Now, if you want to take over again from when I'm talking,
I'm
then
not.
do it. But don't give me the flow to call and talk to people and then tell me what I
I'm not
can
talking
and can't
to
do.
anybody. I'm asking you to allow the
communicate
chief
with him.
to
You and the
continue.
chief can talk on your time. That's how it works.
This is his time, Mr. Mays.
That's correct. And I
Our
got the
time
flow.
is if we want to call
Ms.
back.
Galloway, this is why you got a police chief here. Now, I'm not going to argue with you over rules.
You're not.
And
But I'm going to let the chief
When I get
finish
the flow,
what he's
the chief
saying.
can talk
And
on
you
my
will get
time
the
and
floor
You
afterwards.
can let him talk on your
Go
time.
ahead, Chief Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr.
Chief
Mays,
Johnson,
you
may
are
I
out of
finish my line
order.
of questioning? You're going to end up being, it's going to be between me and him. You ain't going to tell him when to talk and when me not to talk. We grown.
You said he could talk, and now
well,
you're
get out of it.
interrupting
You done told
him.
him to go ahead. I done asked to speak. We'll see what he decides.
No,
And that's just
I'm the
this.
chair.
I know
You said
think
he
you
could
got.
speak, and now he's speaking. Come on, just let him finish, Mr. Mays, and you will
Now,
get
let
the
me
floor
finish.
back. No,
This is a council meeting. It ain't a chief meeting. It's a council meeting.
Mr. Mays, you said that he
How
could
much time
speak.
we had for each department. I'm not going to let
Mr. Mays,
give
you have
chief
5
my
minutes.
time.
Now I'm timing you. You have 5 minutes.
I don't have 5
Well, then
minutes.
you can't talk.
You can have my 5 minutes if you just don't interrupt me when I speak. I'll give you 10 minutes if you just don't interrupt me and try to control
Mr.
when I
Mays, you're
speak.
out of order.
How many
I'm
minutes
ruling you
want?
out of order.
Well, you can rule me out of order. I'm trying to talk to the chief. And
Mr.
I was
Mays.
talking well.
Mr.
And
Mays.
don't continue to talk. But it was interrupted when I said about deploying personnel to council meetings.
It wasn't.
That's when
Mr.
Kate
Mays, give me
tried to
1
derail
second,
it.
Mr.
You
Mays.
ain't gonna derail my conversation
Mr.
about what I read in the
Mays, Chief
newspaper.
Johnson said, if I...
Conferences and call me
See,
names.
that's a
That's a
point of
que-
order. That's wrong. That's not a real question. That's just him. In meetings, you are to conduct yourself professionally. And there are people that know us in Georgia. I've gotten people contacting me from other states saying, I'm watching the meeting. I've got my popcorn out. That's sad. And some of them are kids. And it's not because of the good work we do. I wish it was. It's because we're dysfunctional. And it's upsetting. I wish I could bring my kids here and show them what I do, but I can't. And some of you are just proud of yourselves and supporting misbehavior. And it's sad. It's wrong. And really, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Would any of my colleagues, Ms. Winfrey?
And I'm just going to say it. The president cannot control adults. We are responsible for our own behavior. And yes, Mr. Mays, that meeting was over the top. It was intense. I guess I was confused.
Parliamentary inquiry. I just want the public to see that Ms. Worthing was willing to make her own statement, and we're having a leadership discussion, and now that other people want to address it, she is not willing to stay and hear the rest like we heard from her.
Excuse me, that's wildly inappropriate.
It's
my
not.
kids are at my parents' right now.
Okay.
I'm going to pick
Thank
them
you,
up.
Ms.
I
Worthing.
listened to the others who made their discussion,
Thank you, Ms.
and that is
Worthing.
rude of you.
Point of order.
Ms. Galloway.
She's out of
Very
order.
rude.
Point
Go
of
ahead,
order.
Ms.
She's
Worthing.
out of order.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Ms.
Thank you.
She's saying nothing, and then she, Madam Chair. And whenever I say something down like they throw me off. Push my buttons. Push his buttons. Try to make him look like a fool. Old Lang Zion. It's just getting ridiculous. I hope my colleagues vote to have a meeting. We need to get this budget together. I'm going to show you the nooks and crannies. I'm going to give you some suggestions that's going to make everybody come out like a rose.